All of that with Robin Cowan from 6:15. So, it's time. The main man is back.
Bless you.
This never gets bored. I never get bored with this, sorry. It never gets boring. There we go. That's the intro I have to cordially play for the one and only Van Connor every single Friday, my movie man. How are you, Van? You all right?
I'm good. I'm touched every time, Adam. I'm not going to lie.
Glad you like it. So let's talk about some of the movies that are out this weekend that we can watch. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Greyhound?
So let's start with Greyhound. This is an odd one because this is going to be available on Apple TV Plus from today. Now, if you're not familiar with Apple TV Plus, if you bought an Apple device in the past few months, you've got a year's free Apple TV Plus. With it, you can also subscribe for, I think it's $5 or $5.99 a month as well. Basically, Apple's new streaming platform. This is their second really big, high-profile Apple original film they brought in. This stars Tom Hanks as the commander, given his first command of the titular ship, the Greyhound. He is tasked with, during World War II, escorting the convoy, transporting the supplies to Europe, and they're basically being targeted by all the German U-boats. He must survive for, I think it's a couple of days without air support. He's on his own. He's only got his crew and his wits to count on. I've got a clip for you that gives you the setup.
We have hits directly on the convoy.
The Wolfpack's hunting us.
U-boat, starboard bound!
We've lost 7 ships and 50 souls.
What you did yesterday, got us to today.
It's not enough.
Fire as they bear!
This looks and sounds like such an amazing film, and I think I've said these words to you before. I don't believe that Tom Hanks has ever been in a bad movie.
I'd probably come up with one if I give it like 30 seconds.
I
Phil,
knew
but we're
you'd say
pushing
that.
time, so I will tell you.
This is an Aaron Schneider film as well, isn't it? So, you know, it's going to be creative.
It's going to be. So this is, like I say, you say it looks and sounds good. It does, in fact, look and sound good. It hits the ground running in that way that something like 1917 does. It's not quite got the character that 1917 did, though. There's a lot of naval jargon being thrown in there. But, you know, there's not really much in the way of characters, but there is a great central performance from Tom Hanks. There's not really much of a great supporting cast. The only real known commodities in there are Stephen Graham and a sort of a cameo from Elizabeth Shue, but neither are really used particularly effectively. Having said that, it is quite a lean, stripped-down thriller. There's some seriously robust CGI. I mean, this is, like I say, a really, really lean thriller that's given scope via the CGI. So don't expect anything too huge. It's kind of deceptive in that way, but there's some slick visuals, there's a solid production, there's some decent atmosphere and tensions, a great, rousing, sort of goosebumpy score from Blake Neely, who does all the superhero shows on the CW, like The Flash and Arrow at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not really something that I think would have been huge if it starred anyone except Tom Hanks, but as a movie to watch on a streaming platform, it's perfectly fine.
What would you give it out of 10? What are your Van points on this one?
I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay, I didn't expect that. Now, The Old Guard. This, just reading the synopsis to this, is absolutely right up my street, and you know that.
Okay, so you're going to love this one, Adam. So imagine they combined Highlander with Wanted.
Yes.
And that's what The Old Guard is. So this is available on Netflix from today. It stars Charlize Theron. It stars Chiwetel Ejiofor. It stars Marwan Kenzari from the recent Aladdin reboot. And weirdly, and it took me about half an hour to recognise him, it stars Dudley Dursley from Harry Potter. So let's not breathe too much into that last one. So this is about a group of immortals who happen to have been soldiers at various different points throughout history, and they wander the earth today as a team, setting out to aid the human race. They're trying to make the world a better place. They're seeing their results fall on deaf ears as, you know, more and more terrible things start to happen in the world, you know, with more world wars, more 9/11s, things like that, and they start to lose their faith as they themselves begin to get targeted and take in a new recruit. I've got a clip for you of them explaining their origin to this new recruit.
How are you all in my dreams?
We dream of each other. They stop when we meet.
It used to take years to track a new one. Booker was the last. 1812.
No way.
Yeah, I died fighting with Napoleon.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
Old.
How old?
Too old.
So So we really never die.
This is absolutely on my list to watch over the weekend because I've got Netflix and it is right up my street. I mean, I cannot wait to watch this film. I mean, I'm guessing there's some really good CGI in this as well.
Well, actually, that's the thing. It's mostly all about the practical fight sequences. It's all about that fight choreography. And obviously, having Charlize Theron as the lead, you know she can pull that off, having seen her do it in things like Atomic Blonde, quite specifically. That very robust, John Wick-inspired sort of legacy of the Bourne series, kind of hand-to-hand bare-knuckle brawling type thing. And she's great in it. There's able support from Kiki Lane from If Beale Street Could Talk as well. There's a couple of twists in there that don't quite work as well as it should, but I think they may be the fault of the source material, which is a comic book instead. But it is a really, really good action thriller, I thought. I had a great time with this. There's great sequel setup. I don't know if we'll ever get that sequel, but I actually really hope we do. And I will say as well, a rather kick-ass soundtrack to this one.
I cannot wait. I'm going to watch that this weekend. Van points before I let you go.
I'm going to give that a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not going to lie.
Right, well, that's just encouraged me even more to watch it this weekend. Have a top weekend, Van, and we will catch you next week, all right? Thanks for your time, buddy.
Till the next time, good sir.
Honey.